Alright everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday, July 19th, and I saw this and I knew I had to make a video because this is incredibly important. Yes, we have a lot going on right now, but things like this, if it happens to you, you need to know what to do in a situation like this, because it could very well happen to you with the climate we have right now. It's just no games being played. These people flagrantly violate the law, and they just don't care, and they have zero accountability. The federal government is not your friend. The ATF is not your friend. It's not even a constitutional agency. Look into the history of it. It was based off an agency which was disbanded for being unconstitutional. Specifically, just like the IRS and all these other groups, they have no authority. Period. Do not comply. Do not cooperate. If they come to your door without a warrant, you tell them to leave. If they come back with a warrant and you get placed under arrest for any reason, say nothing until you have a lawyer. Absolutely nothing. And actually, we just saw recently the Supreme Court ruled that police effectively don't even have to read you your Miranda rights. If you don't know about that, look that up. Pretty insane. They could just violate your constitutional rights and you're not going to have any recourse. You're not going to be able to take them to court or anything. If you think I'm joking, that's totally true. Okay, so apparently this was posted yesterday. This is off armedamericannews.org. ATF agents conduct surprise firearm inspection at man's home without a search warrant. Now, they just came to his house. They say they're investigating straw purchases and that the feds are generating these lists of people who recently bought firearms. And by the way, they know exactly what you bought. They know exactly what you own. But of course, they don't maintain a national registry, right? Yeah. Of course they do. Of course they do. Anyone with any intelligence already knows that, and I've said it before. But these people, they came to his house without a warrant, and they're just like, well, let me just see your guns. We just want to make sure you have your guns and that you didn't buy them for someone else. Investigating straw purchases, that's what that is when you buy a firearm for someone else who's not legally allowed to own one. I mean, you can disagree with that or not. I think there shouldn't be any gun laws. I think any gun law is unconstitutional. In my opinion, I take it to that extreme, but it's not even that extreme. It's just, shall not be infringed. It means what it means. That's it. Period. Right? Full stop. You know, there shouldn't be any explanation, but of course. And then we also have the founding fathers with them elaborating on what they mean by that. You know, go back and read their papers. They're very specific. And then you have retards that are like, oh, we don't know what the founders meant. Oh, they only had muskets. Cut it out with all that bullshit, okay? Now listen to these guys. Let me see if you can hear it well. Make sure the volume's up.
Sir?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I'm doing is verifying that, look, verifying that you have it. You got two different purchases.
Okay.
If you have them, I'm out of here. That's how quick it is. Yeah. You have them with you by any chance? Are they, if you can unload them and bring them out, or you can go.
Doesn't matter how polite these people are. You know, if they're polite, be polite. If they're nasty, you be nasty, okay? Give them right back what they're giving to you. But you don't have to cooperate with them. They're going to play nice guy. It doesn't matter. They have no right to ask for this. They can't just come to your house, demand to see your firearms at any time, and say, oh, okay, all right, bye, we just wanted to verify. They can't do that. They have no authority to do that. If you have just a regular firearm and not, I think they can maybe do that with machine guns. Don't quote me on that. Certain items they're actually able to come and inspect. I could be mistaken on that. But just regular firearms, you know what I mean? They can't just come to your house. You legally own it. It is what it is. They can't just say, oh, let's see it. Unload it and bring it out, you know, goy. They can't do that, okay? They have no right, and you don't have to comply. If they do this to you, you tell them to fuck off.
Go out to your foyer here, check them out, by serial number, and we're out of here.
That's it?
Yep.
That's it. It'll take 5 seconds.
It'll just take 5 seconds to violate your rights. Just 5 seconds. Come on.
It's been an uptick, so we want to make sure we've been having a lot of issues with straw purchases. So one of the things indicators that we get is somebody makes like a large gun purchase, and then a lot of times we've been there like, oh, those guns got taken. We're like,
So the idea is when you purchase more than 2 guns at a time, it generates a multiple cell report. And it comes to us, and we have to check them out. Okay. That's all that is. You did nothing wrong. Did absolutely zero. I noticed that you were stopped in.
You did nothing wrong, but yet we're going to come to your house without a warrant and just ask to see your shit. No, that's not how it works. You tell them to fuck off. Period. Okay? And like I said, if they come back with a warrant, don't say anything. Unless you're under arrest, don't say anything. It's anything you say can and will be used against you. Never in your defense. It's always against you. Don't say a word. Literally, don't say anything. Just say, I'm refusing to speak until I have an attorney. That's it. Say nothing else. Don't even say, hey, get me a coffee, get me a water. Nothing. Don't say anything. 0 words. Okay? Now, I've already covered this before, but I think right now is a very important time to bring this document up again, because we know what they want. They want to know what you have, where it's kept, so that way they can go ahead and take it when the time is right. Okay, gun registration is the first step towards confiscation. It's just common sense. And we know they want to take our firearms. They don't want us armed. That's the only thing keeping us from being Australia right now. You know what I mean? And boy, it's going to get to that point. Don't you worry about it. You know, and especially when people get hungry enough and prices keep going up for everything, I have a feeling they're going to do things like gun buybacks all over the country, and they're going to be offering you absurd amounts of money to sell your guns. And a lot of people are going to do it. It's a good roundabout way to get people to disarm themselves voluntarily. It's like, oh, you'll give me $10,000 for this shitty rifle I have? Okay, you know what I mean? But don't do it. If they ever do that, don't do it. Now, this is called Freedom from War, the United States Program for General and Complete Disarmament in a Peaceful World. This was put out by the State Department, I believe, 1961 or 1960. Yes, 1961. Okay, so I'm going to go down here. I can't even talk. I'm going to go down here, and you're going to see what their goals are. Okay, summary. The overall goal of the United States is a free, secure, and peaceful world of independent states adhering to common standards of justice and international conduct and subjecting the use of force to the rule of law. A world which has achieved general and complete disarmament under effective international control, and a world in which adjustment to change takes place in accordance with the principles of the United Nations. So a one-world government, that's their goal. The United States State Department, their goal is to have a one-world government under rule of the United Nations. Okay, they don't mince any words. In order to make possible the achievement of that goal, this program sets forth the following specific objectives toward which nations should direct their efforts. The disbanding of all national armed forces and the prohibition of their reestablishment in any form whatsoever other than those required to preserve internal order and for contributions to a United Nations peace force. Okay? Now, this makes a lot more sense when you look at what they're doing to our armies with the vaccine. Okay? They're destroying our armed forces. They're using all this woke nonsense. They're purging extremism, they say. Right? No, what they're doing is they're disbanding our army. Okay? Our Marines, our Air Force, our Navy, they're disbanding our militaries. They want to get rid of them because they want to have a United Nations peace force. Okay? They don't want to have any other standing forces because they don't want competition. They want to just be able to come in, do what they want, and that's it. Okay? This is why you can never give up your guns. And this is the State Department saying this. This is treason, guys. But no one cares, right? They just tweet on Twitter, oh, hey, just went to Israel. You know, Anthony Blinken, hey, just got back from Israel. You know, sucked the prime minister's dick, and man, I love the taste. You know, give up your guns. The elimination from national arsenals of all armaments, including all weapons of mass destruction, and the means for their delivery, other than those required for your United Nations peace force and for maintaining internal order. The institution of effective means for the enforcement of international agreements, for the settlement of disputes, and for the maintenance of peace in accordance with the principles of the United Nations. Kind of sounds like the Georgia Guidestones, right? The establishment and effective operation, and by the way, kudos to whoever blew those up. The establishment and effective operation of an international disarmament organization within the framework of the United Nations to ensure compliance at all times with all disarmament obligations. Compliance at all times. Okay, non-compliance will not be tolerated. These quote-unquote vaccines, they're a test of that. You walking outside and seeing everybody with a mask, that's a visual test, okay? They know who's going to comply and who won't. You're wearing it literally on your face. You know what I mean? You're telling them, I will comply, or I won't comply. That's all it is. Social engineering. It's all it is, people. And remember, I covered this too. A lot of people have because it was incredibly crazy when it came out. The UN, right before the quote-unquote pandemic, were hiring disarmament officers, okay, out of New York. And what is that, right? Well, this is off lawenforcementtoday.com. When the editor of Law Enforcement Today sent me a story to look into this morning, I laughed. There's no way this is real, I thought. It must be some crazy conspiracy theory. After extensive research, I'm not laughing anymore. The United Nations has legitimately posted a job opportunity for English-speaking disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration officers in New York. The most concerning duty listed in this job description is this: acts as a focal point for disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration. Components for 2 to 3 missions, responsible for planning, support to implementation, and evaluation. To be clear, according to the UN's website, disarmament is the collection, documentation, right? Like coming to your house without a warrant and asking if you have the guns that you bought. Control and disposal of small arms, ammunition, explosives, and light and heavy weapons of combatants, and also often civilian population. Disarmament also includes the development of responsible arms management programs. Demobilization is the formal and controlled discharge of active combatants from armed forces or other armed groups. So you're going to be demobilized. You're going to be disarmed. This is talking about you, okay? So, yeah, it couldn't be more clear what they want to do and what they're trying to do. And if you let them do these things, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Like I said, the only thing preventing us from being full-on concentration camps is having guns. All right. Yes, the federal government, they outgun us. They have drones, they have missiles, they have whatever. And we're not going, I mean, Biden said it himself when he declared war on us, right? He's like, what are you going to do? Use your guns? We've got F-15s and we've got nukes and all this and that. You know what I mean? Like, they openly just say, we're going to kill you. We're going to take your shit and you're going to do nothing about it and you're going to be happy. You're going to own nothing and you're going to be happy, right? You're going to love it. You're going to eat the bugs. You're going to live in a pod. You're going to go along with this World Economic Forum, Rothschild, New World Order, okay? Don't give in to these assholes. And that's what they are. They're assholes. Okay, yeah, I know I got a lot of profanity in this video, but I'm angry. And this should make you angry. This should make you get up off your ass and be angry as hell, okay? This should not fly, period. They want to disarm you. They want to enslave you. It's coming, okay? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. And I think there has to be something that they're going to do before midterms because they have to. They just have to. And we're hearing all this talk about nukes. You have New York City putting out a PSA, randomly talking about what to do in a nuclear attack in the opening of the video. Hey, don't ask why, but listen to me. I'm some black bitch. If a nuclear bomb happens, get inside your fucking house and just stand in the middle. Like, that's not going to do anything. If nukes even exist, which I don't think they do. I think they've just been conditioning us, socially engineering us for decades to think that they're real. So that way, when they say that they're going to use them or that they have been used, you're already conditioned to be so afraid that you're not going to want to leave your house, which is perfect because they'll just come to you and round you up, right? Same thing with these lockdowns. It's just conditioning, social engineering, getting you to do what they say, stay in place when they tell you to stay in place, go where they tell you you can go, stand in line, wear a mask, take a shot, take 2 shots, take 3 shots, take 4, take 5. It doesn't matter. However many it takes to kill you. Okay? This is not a game. This is war. These people want you dead. They want you and your family dead and raped. That's what it is. Okay? I'm sorry to be so, bleak, but that's what it is, man. It really is what it is, and you have to be prepared. It's not a game.